All right. Welcome back, everyone, to the Trap Talk podcast. Ask us anything. As always, email us at askus@traptalkpodcast.com. We'll get these guys to answer your questions for you. Guys, we have a question coming in from Australia, from Bill. So it says, hey, Ricky and Zach, I'm from Australia and I love the podcast. I've hit a bit of a slump of late. Two-eyed shooter, hold on the house, and my hold is high on the horizon. Do you think I should bring my eyes back down closer to the gun? Also, I reckon I'm overthinking while shooting. How do you keep your mind blank when shooting? Do you say anything to yourself before you shoot? Thanks, guys. Appreciate the podcast. It's the best trap shooting one I've ever heard. Cheers, Bill. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. All right, so
Bill Bill from down under. Good job, Bill.
Yeah. We like the Aussies. We might have to come see you. But here's the thing I would recommend, Bill, is for me, this is how I do it, and Zach's pretty similar. He holds his eyes a little bit higher. I actually look through the bead and look at the edge of the house. I don't let my eyes get too far out. If you're holding your eyes too far, then you're getting that disconnect, and that's probably where that slump's coming in, because as you're moving the gun, the barrel's coming up, your eyes are maybe affixing to the end of the barrel, the bead, whatever, and then you're trying to judge. Without watching you shoot. That's just, my opinion there. But I would say just get your eyes. Don't go if you're saying horizon, I mean, depending on height, say your eyes are 2 feet above the barrel. Drop it down to a foot. Try that for, 10, 15 targets. And then maybe drop it down a little bit more and try that and see what's comfortable. Because you got to find your comfort zone, like I always say. But just try that and see if that works. If it doesn't, you can always send us an email. Or send me an email directly. I can try to answer it. Or you know what? We can set up a clinic and I can come to Australia.
Even better.
It's not that expensive to fly Ricky out first class to Australia. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, right, exactly. I know it's expensive to fly to Australia because my good buddy Todd Bender, the world champion, one of the best ever skeet shooters, he goes over and does a lot of lessons and stuff. And I've looked into it. I mean, Zach, I don't know if you know Dan Power from over there, and you met Sox when we were in Fujairah, but they've asked me a couple times about coming over, so we'll see if we can't get that arranged. That'd be a great trip to take the wife along.
So I think if you're already holding up in that no man's land up there, I think if you're using that type of method, you got to get your eyes on the target as soon as possible. So whenever I was shooting higher gun, I was almost looking peripherally below the gun and watching the target come. Now, when I shot.
Now, Bill's saying he's on the house, but his eyes are at the horizon.
His eyes are that high.
Yeah.
So
you just got to get the eyes down.
Yeah, I would think you need to come down with your eyes. I mean, you can't get too much separation between the barrel and your eyeballs. I mean, the farther away you get from it, the more your eyes want to suck back to it. And I think that's pretty common.
Right.
In regard to the overthinking, I think Ricky has a key phrase that he mentions. I have a key phrase. For me, it's just see the target, head down, see the target. But
where'd you get that
as
phrase?
far as well, hey, it was self-invented, obviously. But you can't just say, okay, I'm going to clear my mind, because the mind doesn't understand clear. It understands you can push thoughts in, or thoughts are going to kind of overcome. So at some point in time, you're going to have to figure out, okay, if I have other things occupying real estate in my mind, I need to push some other things in there to get those out of the way. So
that's what,
key phrase.
That's why they call it a blocking phrase, right?
Correct. Yeah. A key phrase might do it for you. I would say, try that. But as far as going like completely numb and saying, oh, my mind's going to be just a blank space, I can't do it. I've never been able to get to that calm place. I have heard some people, Pat Lamont says that he tries to get his kind of calm, but I mean, he's more zen than I am. So
he's still thinking, and that's, you know, and Zach, and that's why I was waiting. I was going to let you answer the first part, and I'll come back on the second too. But that's what I use as for a catchphrase, to see the target. And you never, if your mind's completely blank, I don't know anybody that can do that all the time. And if people say that, I'm not sure I believe that 100%. But you're always got something going on. And it's, and like I always say, and you guys have heard me say it, you know, you got your subconscious mind, that's the devil, your conscious mind, which is the angel. The devil's always talking. It's in your head. I mean, it's going, and that's where you have the angel of, you know, like, oh God, don't throw me another left angle, man. That left angle's tough. That's from, you say you're going to get left angle. Well, that's when you say, you know what? Throw me a left angle. I'll smoke that. I'll crush that target. Yeah. And honestly, where I got that from was my coach and mentor, Frank Hoppe. Frank Hoppe always said that. He used a few other choice words that we won't say. But he would always say, you've got to overcome that subconscious mind with a positive thought, because if you don't, then it kicks in. I mean, John, you just said, you know, you missed a late target the other day for 99.
The 98. Yep.
The 98. The thinking kicks in. It does it to everybody. Whether you're a new shooter, average shooter, or a world champion, you know, I have stuff that kicks into my head all the time. How I correct it is with that positive thought. So, well, I would just say is use a phrase that works for you. See the target, smoke the target, look at the target, and just think about that target in the now, not the past or not the future, but now, and you'll be good. So
I just switched over to I just was trying, when the last time we were out there practicing, I switched my blocking phrase over to leading edge, because I wanted to like get my eye to get to the leading edge specifically of the target, and that seemed to help. But I have this same problem as Bill. So I want to ask just a technical question about this, Ricky, because you do say a lot that you're looking through the beads. Zach, I think you look a little higher over the gun, right? And I think when some people hear look through the bead, it's kind of hard to look through the bead and not stare at the bead sometimes, right? So how do you do that? Like, do you look at something out in the field and focus out, even though your eye level is above the bead? Are you still out, or?
I know my eyes don't go very far past the trap house.
Okay.
But I use a little bit of a soft focus in a narrow area of where I'm holding, and you know, I see that flash and my eyes automatically lock and move. I'm not a guy, I don't like space. I mean, it's, you know, last night I shot some Cosmic 5-stand where you couldn't see the barrel. I put chalk on the end by the bead, and with the black light, it lit it up. I was like, "Ooh, thank you." Because it's like when we shoot some clubs, and Zach can attest to this, you get some overhanging branches and you get that shadow on your barrel. And sometimes with me, I'm like, okay, now when that happens, a lot of times in my mind, I always say, look at that target. I'm like, you look at that target, because the muscle memory will help out, you know, more than anything. So
we don't know what yardage Bill is at, but I will say that at the 27-yard line where we're shooting handicap, if you are too disconnected from that gun with eye height, I feel like it almost, you go chasing that bird, but you also move the gun up where maybe you need to make flatter moves to the gun too.
With the handicap, you can actually get away with it, I think, if the eyes are higher, because you're further back. Okay. So you'll see it a little quicker, versus at 16s, you're holding up too high, or doubles. You know, depending on what discipline Bill's shooting, I keep my eyes the same for all three disciplines. I don't change anything.
Okay.
I don't change hold points, you know, as far as on the house. You know, some people raise up a little bit, do this for singles, those for handy. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
So,
that way
gun sitting on the house, eyes right above the gun. Bill, give it a try. Bring the eyes down a little bit. See how that works.
Yeah, let us know how you're shooting.
Let us know. Let us know how it goes. And if you
need us all to come, key phrase.
And use that key phrase. And if you need us all to come to Australia, just let us know.
Yep.
All right. Bill, thank you again for the question. We appreciate it. As always, email us at askus@traptalkpodcast.com, and we'll get these two guys to answer it for you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.